Ram Dass has this great line where he says, if you think you're enlightened, go spend a week with your family. And I don't know when you're watching this, but today we are a few days before Christmas. And many people are venturing home. In the past, I've always went back to my hometown. And it's always been a stretch. There's always a level of tension and friction. And over the years, what I've learned is, one, that Ram Dass' statement is very true. Your people that you have been shaped by, the people who helped essentially program you and condition you, you're walking back into those environments and you're assumed to be a particular way. You're assumed to have a role and function, character and personality. And it's tempting for us to simply just slip back into old ways, to adopt and to adapt to our surroundings, to our environment. But our job is not to defend ourselves to our family. Our job is not to make sure that we are seen as right. Our job is not to even try to work to be accepted. Our job is to love. Our job is to have grace and compassion. And sometimes that makes it difficult, again, when we're around family, because we're assumed to be people who we once were. Yeah, we were like that. We did think that way. We were assumed to have those sort of preferences and thoughts, but we've grown. And so what do you do when you're faced in a situation, whatever you are feeling a low key of manipulation to embody someone who you have evolved from? Well, you begin to see it as yoga. The tension, the stretch, the friction, all are the places for grace and for growth. Grace for yourself, for where you're at. If you've done yoga at all, you'll know that you have to give grace to yourself. You'll never be as flexible as you would hope to be. And you give grace for those around you, because you begin to see beyond the surface level of ego. And when you begin to embody your soul, you begin to see through all of that stuff, all of the conditioning and programming in another being, down to the soul of their being. And that creates a sort of connection that honestly is not able to happen any other way than you taking the first step of saying, this is tension, this is friction, I'm stepping into it, I'm stretching with it, and I'm choosing to see another being beyond all of the egoic level of surface. I'm recording this outside today. Sounds like the sprinklers just turned on. But we'll work with it. Because why should we be so perfect all the time? That's part of what's so difficult about seeing your family. Is you're expected to be their idea of perfect. Maybe you're a son or a daughter and you're going to see your family and your parents, and they have an idea of perfection for you. But because you don't fit into that, it makes things quite awkward. So we have to let go of all of the things that irritate us, all of the expectations that we place on ourselves, all of the assumptions about who we are supposed to be, who we think we are, who we think others are, and just see it all for what it is. And that's how we actually step into enjoying the space in the holidays or whenever this might be. But I think it's also too why Jesus said a prophet is not welcome in his hometown. And so just because this is a difficult moment, just because there is tension and struggle, doesn't mean that you have to live there. It's showing you something. Just like a yoga stretch, you do the stretch and then you move on. You do the thing and then you move on. You stretch and then you release. And so this is like that. Seeing family is like that. Going to your hometown like Jesus did is like that. You have to do it and engage it and stretch it and then let go. And so know that as you visit family, as you see these people, that you're stretching and then releasing. And when Jesus said he's not welcomed in his hometown, it's because everyone had an assumption for the role that he was supposed to be. They said, isn't this Mary and Joseph's son? everyone already had it made up in their mind who he was, even though he had grown to become who he was meant to be. And so the same for you, my friend, as you are growing into who you are called to be, into who you actually are. When you come around people who have boxes for you to fit in, just have grace for them. And if you react and you respond and you get irritated and whatever, just know, well, there's the work. There's the work. There's the thing. If I'm hung up on something, if I'm irritated, if I'm becoming reactionary to things, well, there's the work. So as you see people who have boxes for you to fit in, it's not so serious. It's not so serious. And you're able to just be with these people. And if things get heated, practice compassion. See that these people, even if it's somebody like a parent, they're just reacting to. And then you function from a higher plane of being, and you're able to live from the awakened state. And when you begin to function from that higher vantage point, now you're able to see how it all fits together. It's all in perfect order. Everything belongs. And I don't have to be offended. And I don't have to be irritated. I don't have to set anyone straight. I don't have to clear up the rumors. I don't have to make everybody understand my point of view. You just be. And from that place of being, becomes spacious. And you have room to move, even if it is only within yourself. So, friend, whether you're watching this at the holidays or another time, just give yourself tons of grace and extend that grace to everyone around you.